so in particular, I was searching for a job as a designer. I know that we could actually spend hours discussing what's fun and what's not. However, the most important point is that I couldn't find anything. Probably companies thought that I was a bit too young, and this is actually a bit too much young. And I don't even actually know if this is me or my brother, because we are actually twins. So I decided to spend my time in another way, and I started learning softwares expected on the second year of my courses, and that was not quick and neither easy. But driven by my passion for open source and for the Ubuntu philosophy, I decided to share my knowledge in order to help other students like me in the same situation. So I started to upload on my YouTube channel videos, tutorials about tips and tricks I had learned on the way. And my YouTube channel for sure is not the biggest one. It doesn't have as many followers as worldwide channels. But for sure the feedback I get from users is pretty good. And this is how Autodesk would have found me a few years later. Anyway, on the second year, again, I was getting bored during summer holidays, but now I was a bit more confident on my 3D modeling skills, so I decided to literally type on Google 3D design job offer, and literally I applied to the first result, and 2 days later I got the first interview, and a week later I was hired as an intern. And that was simply amazing because, you will probably never forget your first job. And my company was a small manufacturing company, mainly centered on plastic products. The core business was actually EPP and EPS, which stands for expanded polypropylene, if I don't miss the pronunciation. And with such a poor raw material as core business, the key factor is the design process and the engineering steps of the products, because those are your only surplus value you can add to your products. So mine was actually a pretty important role in that company, and have learned so much from them. And in the north of Italy, there are actually thousands and thousands of small companies working together, so many that you wouldn't actually believe. So it's not uncommon, even if you're working for a small company, to be actually work on projects from bigger brands' names. And this way I could develop products for Ferrari, Ducati, and Lamborghini that perhaps are the Italian brands that you may know the best. And this is pretty cool, right? However, unfortunately, my company was Rhino-oriented, and so I was Rhino-oriented. But a surface modeler, even if it's good for brief concepts, is totally not the proper solution. If you need more flexibility, you totally lack simulations, physics, assemblies, and that sort of stuff. And so I decided to learn Inventor, because I thought that it would perfectly fit our needs. And Inventor it's fast, it's easy to use, easy to learn, and also opens almost any file type on the planet. And you should not underestimate that, because if you are working with hundreds of different and external design offices, actually if you can open the original files without an exporting process, that's really a time saver. And how did I learn Inventor? Well, thanks to other guys like me that